Hey friends, welcome back. I was inspired to make this video because I was on a Q&A call recently. I was hosting a Q&A call recently, and a lot of the questions had to do with, well, how do I get myself out of my experience? How do I have an insight? How do I make something different than what it currently is? How do I get better? How do I get rid of these physical symptoms? What do I do when I'm struggling? And the good news is figuring that out is just not our job. And I know it's so counterintuitive to how we're raised to believe, because we grew up in a society that says, yeah, it's your job to feel good and happy and better and be a great productive member of society who has everything together. And so when we feel like we're struggling, or we're feeling like we're in a thought storm, or we're anxious, or in a low mood, or we're distraught, or whatever it is, we instantly go to, how do I fix this? How do I get myself out of it? How do I get deeper understanding? How do I see that this is a thought-created experience? How do I see that I'm innately well? How do I have a better experience of life? Fortunately, that's not our job. And what I mean by that is, it's not our job to give us fresh thinking, to give us solutions, to solve problems, to give us new ideas. It's not our job to make unpleasant thinking move quicker. It's not our job to make physical symptoms stop. It's not our job to really do any of that. And we struggle if we think it's our job. Because if we think, well, that's on me and I'm the one that has to do the fixing and the sorting and the figuring it out and the coping, then yeah, of course we're going to be asked some questions like, well, Shannon, how do I do that? But the great news is that you don't have to do that. That's simply not your job as a human being. It's not your job to do anything with your experience. It's not your job to have insights. It's not your job to figure out how to make your life better, or figure out how to solve your problems, or figure out what decisions you're going to make. And it's not your job to have insights. Insights are inbuilt into the system. By virtue of you being a human being, you and I and everybody else is powered by the intelligence behind all of life. Some people call it the life force, some people call it the quantum field, some people call it God, some people call it the universe, some people call it energy. I don't care what you call it. The point is, that's whose job it is to give us fresh ideas, to give us a different experience of life, to move our thought storms along, to move real storms along too. I mean, we've had crazy storms here these past few days, and I just know, okay, well, that's the universe's job to clear those storms out and bring the blue skies back. Not my job. It's not my job to fix the sticky thinking that I'm caught up in. That will just take care of itself. It's not my job to have insights into what I'm going to do next, or seeing something that I don't see as clearly as I want to. That's the universe's job too. And when we just really take all of the stuff that's not our job off our to-do list, we're taking 80% off our to-do list, which is really nice. But most importantly, we stop suffering and struggling and striving to do something that we don't need to do. It's like, not only are we wasting our time, but it's incredibly exhausting trying to do a job that you can't do. If you're trying to control your thinking, good luck with that, because humans can't control our thinking. So yeah, you're going to struggle, and yeah, it's going to be tough, and yeah, you're going to suffer a bit. If you're trying to force yourself to have insights, or force yourself to see something clearly that you don't see clearly, or force yourself to make a decision when you truly don't know, good luck with that, because that's not your job. And all you're going to do is struggle and, kind of make it harder than it needs to be, and you're not really going to get anywhere. And so letting it be, mind's job, the universe's job, energy's job, the intelligence behind life's job. Again, I don't care what you call it, but whatever it is beating my heart and breathing my lungs and putting words in my mouth. That's whose job it is to do all of those things. Not yours, not mine. And so you're probably wondering at this point, well, what is my job? Surely I have some kind of job. Really, the only job is show up and be open. That's it. By show up, I mean do what it occurs to you to do in life. If it occurs to you to talk to someone about a big decision you're facing, go talk to them. If it occurs to you to make a doctor's appointment because you're having some physical symptoms that are really kind of scaring you and you want to make sure that it's nothing serious, make the doctor's appointment. If it occurs to you to send me an email. Like, show up to your life, be open, and just do what it occurs to you to do. And literally, you don't have to do anything else. So I want to talk just a quick bit about the being open piece, because that is something that I see where people are very kind of closed in their ideas. So very like, well, I already know what I think, how this is going to get sorted, what I need to do, what that other person is like, what life is like, how the future is going to go. And because we're so stuck in those old ideas, we're not open to anything new. We're not open to a new idea or a new solution or really anything that's going to change things for us. And so when I say show up, I mean show up in whatever it occurs to you to show up, whether it's in front of this YouTube video, whether it's on a webinar, whether it's having a picnic with a friend in a park. Do whatever it occurs to you to do to show up to your life, and then be open to seeing and hearing something new. That's it. That's literally it. That's your entire job as a human being. Show up and be open. And you'll notice that when you do this, the whole doing what occurs to you to do part is just natural. If it occurs to me to go make lunch when I'm hungry, I'm going to go make lunch when I'm hungry. If it occurs to me to call my best friend, I'm going to call my best friend. If it occurs to me to email a colleague, I'll email a colleague. And these are just these totally natural, totally effortless things that we find ourselves doing. And yet, you'll notice that what isn't our job is figuring out what we're going to do, sorting out how our life is going, making decisions when we don't know what to do, fixing our problems, giving ourselves insights, or literally doing anything that we kind of really struggle with. So hopefully you're beginning to see that when we try to do things that aren't our job, we really struggle. We really make life way more difficult than it needs to be. But when we kind of relax and say, I don't actually know if it's my job to have me decide what I'm going to do about this. I don't really know if it's my job to get myself out of this thought storm. I don't really know if it's my job to figure out what I'm going to do about these physical symptoms. Okay, I'll just take that off my to-do list. And if something occurs to us to do, we'll find ourselves naturally doing it. And if nothing occurs to us to do at the moment, that's fine. Because when there is something to do, we'll get the idea and it'll naturally occur to us to do that. So, as much as you can, my dears, just let life be easy. It's not your job to do nearly as much things as you think it's your job to do. Go live your life, show up to your life in any way it occurs to you. Be open to seeing something new, to hearing something new, to having a different experience of life. And then just let the rest happen when it happens. So hopefully this was helpful. As always, I love to hear from you. So if you have any questions or comments, either leave them below or email me. My email is in the description. And I hope to hear from you guys, and I'll be back with a video next week. Take care. Bye.